my close-up, Mr. DeMille. There's a somebody I'm longing to see. I hope that he turns out to be someone who'll watch over me. Your little webcam. One of the questions that I was asked the other day was why I was so generous. And I don't think of myself as being generous. When we came here, let's see, I would have been, maybe 21, had 2 children, we came here for a year, and everyone at the school took us in. You could walk past the president's door and he'd say, come on in, let's talk. Everyone knew everyone, and everyone cared about each student that came to the campus. That was the way it was in the yard, in the ward, that's a new name for ward, in the ward, and that's the way it was at the college. It has nothing to do with generous. It has to do with being treating like you were treated. That we are here for the students, not for our own aggrandizement. So there's the answer to that question. Some people will call the spirit of Rick's, and they keep trying to define it. It isn't something you define, it's something you are. I don't feel all that generous. Why do you think I'm generous? Because I buy $60 to $80 worth of dum-dums to keep my students coming to class.
And you give all the time in your day. How do you feel in what ways do you feel like you contribute to the spirit of Rick's?
I am who I am, and I spread it around.
How would you define yourself? Who are you?
I am a child of God. And you?
I'm a child of God.
Our Father must be very pleased with both of us.
So, since this isn't a video that's going out to people that know really anything about the church, or even they might not even have a knowledge of God or that we are His children, how would you explain that in your best words?
In my best words, about we all have love, losses, and fears, no matter who we are, and they govern our choices. So if you take those with or without an understanding of a supreme being, we're still alike. We fight to protect those we love.
I think she's pretty generous. Even if she's like really mad at you for asking her to help you. Wait, yeah, that sentence makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
She'll still help you. If you're on her good list, she'll be very generous.
Good. And what does generosity mean?
It means giving more than you typically would, I guess. It means not. Ooh, let me think about that. I guess going above and beyond, just you could take it as simply giving when you wouldn't, or giving more than you typically would, I guess.
So what is your profession on campus?
My profession on campus?
Yeah, I knew that wasn't a good. I knew you wouldn't like that question.
Profession.
What do you do? What do you do with your time, with your day?
I teach from 7:45 or 8, 4 days a week until about 7, And then one day a week, which I consider my day off, I just work until noon. And what is your profession, young man?
I'm a student.
And I thought you were just someone who kept knocking on my door wanting things. Silly me.
Yeah. That's a part-time job, but I wouldn't call it my profession.
Oh, knocking on doors is a part-time job now.
Yeah.
Do you get paid for that?
I get paid in camera time.
Ah.
Yeah.
Can you support your family with this?
I can support my family with anything as long as I pay my tithing.
Oh, would you like to tell us about tithing?
10% of everything you earn. So the next question I have for you is,
Gotcha. You know, the great thing about performance is you have to go with whatever happens. You don't look at your teacher and blame her. Ever. Or your accompanist. I think it's so interesting when people make mistakes. If they don't have enough breath, they grab their throat. Excuse me, it was your gut that you didn't work. It wasn't your throat. There's nothing wrong with your throat. So don't grab anything. And no matter what, unless you've already discussed with the pianist that you have a problem with the words, never look her way unless it's to get the words. Because a glare at the accompanist can only bring unhappy feelings from everyone. And same with the sound person, if I'm the sound person. Okay. Everybody, the next time you sing that, I want you to full voice that last note, whiner. But if you're going to do the low key, you're going to need full voice on that because you can. But everyone remembers that last phrase. They don't remember where you turned around and looked at me, except I went like this. They remember that. They don't remember anything else but that last moment. Each of you has given a moment. Makes me feel like a teacher. I love it.
you teach voice, right? Tell us a little bit about that experience and your theories on teaching voice. That sounds so weird to teach someone voice.
I don't teach voice. I help people discover their own abilities. Some people think that singing is a gift. I think singing is a choice. And with a 1 pound weight, I could change the world.
How have you made the choice? Like, what kind of choices in your life did you make to decide to use your voice? Like, what journey did you go through?
I was so busy living it, I didn't take notes. It's a matter of survival. And I was just given opportunities, and I took them.
Music? What does it do for you?
Wow. What does music do for me? It keeps me calm so I don't commit mayhem on individuals who harass me. I have some calming music. Music is an art and a therapy and a way of expressing oneself, and I spread that around. I use it for me and I use it for others. I also teach communications. What is the difference? None. The only thing that's different about the art of music is it's a moment and it's gone. Minerva Teichert's work will last forever because it's on a painting. Mine is gone after a performance. So it's an art form that is appreciated and disappears. and then you teach what you know to others, and hopefully they will keep people interested in doing something that doesn't require technology to enhance. It just requires technology to record. And even that, if you look, I was recently looking at some of the finest performers in the last 75 years, and because of technology, we are losing those recordings because they come apart. Mm-hmm. And so some of the best teachers are no longer available to us. So it's a one-to-one thing. And it's a moment in time. And it doesn't matter if that moment is with 4 people or 4,000. I have a lot of kids who think that it's a lot easier the larger the group, the safer they feel. No. You have a gift, you give the gift. It's a moment. And fear is a gift also. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Shawnee, and this is the second class I've taken from Boss, and singing in public, although I like to do it, I still get nervous. I'm scared all the time. But in her classroom, she always just makes us feel like this is a safe zone. Like nothing we can do, nothing we can mess up on is worth, I don't know, this is a terrible moment right now.
It's okay.
I can redo this.
No, anything you don't like or we don't like, we'll just edit and
okay,
just
maybe
keep
edit
talking
that
and
part
talking.
out.
Yeah, we'll just.
But yeah, she
no
makes you feel like when you mess up, like it's okay and it's a learning moment for everyone instead of letting us beat ourselves up about it. So, thank you, Boss, for teaching me how to do that.
Let me adjust this for a second, and you can.
Oh, look, I'm taller and thinner. Oh, wonderful. Look at me go. Oh, I'm 6 feet tall now.
Does that feel eye level to you, or no? Is that too tall?
Well, since you were the eye of the camera, and I am just...
Yeah, okay.
And I took 2 of my eyes off.
Okay, so, who is the most generous person that you know?
The one who's doing the most for me at the time.
Richard's on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What questions?
What questions should we ask, Richard? Yeah, we hear you. What questions should we ask?
I tell my kids my favorite child is the one who's doing the most for me at the time, so the child is always open.
What if I put it, I would have to put it out, I would have to strip it so that I know exactly where to go. There's like, I can't go back to the right place.
But I was really prepared, so it was my fault.
I'm sorry, it looked like you were prepared and we bought it because if your heart's in it, that's the thing that has to be prepared. It's preparing your heart. It's not getting every note. It's giving us the moment. The moment of hope that if we make a mistake, we can handle it like you did. Or the moment that if you got through it, maybe we can get through it. The fact you didn't bring your gun to class, this is good. I made that part up. By the way, I have a gun in my office. They can come and see my gun. I'll be happy to snap them with it. Okay. Whoa, Richard.
You're on speaker. You can ask her yourself.
Yeah, you're on speaker. What kind experience?
A generosity, someone.
A generosity experience? Do both and we'll edit them out, the bad one out.
You know, I don't think it's a good idea to say, this is the most, this is the most, this is the most. I think we have to be open to the moments as they come. And a smile can make someone's day. But you can't gather smiles and put them in your purse and bring them out when you need them. So every day, someone can make a difference. So the most doesn't work for me.
What are the limits of her ability to be generous?
You need to speak with more diction.
What are the limits to Sister Bossard's ability to be generous?
Limitations.
The generosity limitations.
Number one, I don't feel generous. I feel driven to discover and share. And this last week, in the last couple of weeks, I discovered something that worked really good to go along with my power of one. And so I gather in whoever is there to say, okay, I have this other thing, try it. So I just can't live with the word generous. It's just teaching and sharing, and I consider my students flowers, and some of them come in tight in the bud. And I love to be there when they bloom, but I know that some of them will not bloom for years. But I want to be part of that process, whether it's water or just more fertilizer.
I kind of want to be just like her, to be honest with you. Now, are you filming right now? Really? Okay, then I'm not going to take the sheets out yet. I kind of want to be exactly like her. Like, well, not exactly, but in the way that, like, she just sings at people and expects them to answer. That's kind of my goal, is for people to get that they need to answer it. And, what else? She gets at you when you don't really think she can, but somehow she's in there, inside your mind, but in the best way possible.
So do you think she's generous?
Yes. Wait, in what sense are we talking generous?
In all ways generous. Describe how she's generous in all ways.
I think she's darling, and then, okay, I'm gonna continue to get ready for rehearsal.
Okay.
But I think she's generous in that she, in a teacher way, generous, one, because she understands that we're all working hard, and she's willing to give leeway where it's needed, but she tries to also maintain professionalism in that way, which is generous and professional. I also think that she's generous in understanding that you may not be ready to handle something that she wants you to do. And so she will do whatever it takes to get you ready for it. I don't know what else to say, dear.
You told me a story, or, about, because I came up to you and Tana and I sang for you the High School Musical and when I first met you. And, you compared me to a little bear in a cage. You know?
Yes, he's upstairs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I was so impressed by it that I wrote it down in my journal that night. And can you kind of, I'm gonna retell the camera like my experience with that, but can you relive your experience about, about me and why you decided to share that with me about the bear?
Because that is exactly what you are. That's exactly what most people are when they come in. They want to be part of the experience, but they don't want to get out of the cage. I had two bears, one in a plastic bag and one out of a plastic bag. And I would take them to class. Everyone wanted to play with the one that was out of the plastic bag. And I took the plastic bag one as a representative of the little bear in the cage, because it doesn't matter if it's a brass cage or if it's see-through material, or if it's bubble wrap, whatever it is, you want to be part of the world, but you don't want to come out unless you're sure that you won't be hurt. And part of growing and living is is getting out and actually reaching out and touching people. Not only in a musical way, but often in a physical way, as we do on stage. Hugs are a real part of my office. People can hug all the bears they want in my office. You were the one who put yourself in that situation, and you were the one who has to get yourself out. Walls can protect us, yea, verily, and we need them. But also, you can put a door, and you can put windows in your little personal world. You can't stay enclosed in your talent until you're sure it will be accepted by everyone. You have to take risks. And if you're not willing to take risks, and you are a little careful. Are you over it? Me either. But I also know where the door is.
And you give all the time in your day to students?
You know, the more they give me, the more I give them. If they work, I work. If they don't work, I cry a lot. Go home and I cry a lot.
Do you know everybody loves you?
No, could you start that rumor?
Yeah.
That'd be great. 'Cause I get really tired of starting it over and over and over myself. Oh, I forgot my glasses. Oh well, I can't read with them on anyway, so that's okay. This is a 3 o'clock class. Now, this is an interesting class. In this class, we have like a player guy, okay? He gets a different girl to walk him to class every day. And so we've started kind of a little pool, and people are keeping track of all the different girls he sees all day long. And then we're going to present him with kind of an award at the end. I haven't decided what it is, but you can probably pick him out when he comes to class, because he will be in the hall with some girl, and then he will come into our class and he will attach himself to another girl. Okay? What do you think about player boys?
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't either. I have a great song called Shopping Around, where the girl talks about the necessity of shopping around and just leisurely shopping and not buying. You know, the husband's ready to wear because you can't return them, like a sweater. Walmart won't take them back either. So I wish that the player boy would kind of get a clue with that, because I think of all the hearts that he thinks he's breaking, and I hope he's not breaking. But girls need to brighten up and keep shopping and not get with the player boys. Look, someone needed my pen more than me. We're not sure if that's a real picture or if someone just photoshopped it.
Hey, Richard.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Got my bear.
Filming.
What's your check it out. Check it out.
Aw, she's cute.
Look at this. Could be my grandchild in a number of years.
Yeah, so you, what year did you move up here? Can you tell
Oh,
us?
curse. Maybe 64. I can't remember. I would have to go to the annals of history. You could probably look that up.
Okay.
It's probably earlier. I don't know. I have to check to see. I'm really not good at keeping track of dates.
Was it before Lyndon Johnson or after? Do you remember?
After who?
Lyndon B. Johnson. Because you said 64, right? Do you remember if it was before the election? Or?
I don't remember who was in charge of the United States. I remember that John R. Clark was the president of this university.
So you could figure out the approximate time period from the president.
Probably not, because he was president for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, you could look it up in the bio. That makes no, never mind.
You have your married name still?
Do you want me to sell it? Is it worth anything?
What message does Boss have for all of us?
I have a little thing that I put up on the board every day in my class, and it's called a bear in mind. So my bear in mind would be different every day. I open up a quote book and go for it.
Someone erased her bear in mind.
Yeah, I know who it was.
Someone also wrote in Chinese on the board, "I don't love you."
Well, someone erased my bear in mind. We all know how angry that makes me.
You need to put it back.
So, someone lost a whole day of bear in mind.
Someone wrote Chinese on the board.
I know.
Well, 不爱你, and it says something really not nice.
Really?
Well, not really not nice. It just says, "I don't love you."
Well, write something back that says, I feel the same. Or, may all your children be just exactly like you. May your mother get her wish. I think it was for another teacher.
Yeah, it wouldn't be you. Everyone loves you. Like it's just starting now.
Hey, Richard.
Hi, Kelsey. How are you?
Yeah.
It's mostly all the same. There's a little bit out of the top. It's sticking out. And then a little bit from the bottom. It's enjoyable.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Thank you. I expect you, my friends, to discover. Don't be chasing this potential you're always talking about. And why don't you just be in the moment, risk for the moment, and enjoy the moment, and quit putting all your eggs in a future basket. I don't believe in potential. I believe in moments.
But this just isn't okay. This just isn't fair that you just know all this. Like,
oh, really?
I mean, you know the secrets to life.
There are no secrets to life except dodging students who are texting on those razor riders.
How have you always had these Richard?
Rude.
No talk. Have you always had these philosophies, this knowledge? Have you always lived your life like this from when you were my age?
How old are you?
19.
Let's see. When I was 19, I got married. That's what you did. Knowledge, day to day, survival, no. You just don't wake up and find yourself wise. First you discover the foolish, and then you go, oh, there's a wise part. It's a matter of discovery, and your manner of discovery depends on when you really look for yourself and make choices.
Do you remember any times when that was, do you remember a prevalent time in your life that happened to you?
A prevalent time, check that word, doesn't compute, doesn't work. Restrict restriction.
Prevalent?
Prevalent.
It means stuck out. It means obvious.
Okay, which one is the
No.
name essays through
No,
text?
it doesn't.
Okay. Do you remember a time,
I'm always expecting you.
Where are you off to?
Well, I have a public speaking class now.
Downstairs.
Yeah, in room 20.
Are you going to be speaking in that class?
Usually I'm yelling in that class.
At the students?
Well, that's why they're there, for me to sing and yell.
I like the singing.
You're such a good sport.
You too. This is probably not very easy for you to be filmed all the time.
Well, you follow me in the same places, so I'm kind of getting used to it.
Well, that's good. At least I'm not.
Got to see if Brother Clifford is here to show him something cute. Oh, Ray's here, that'll do.
So you went back to the 16th and started and... Okay.
Yes, I have.
Melissa's little girl.
Is she a doll?
Oh.
She's my little chocolate chip. I have 2 chocolate chips. But the other chocolate chip doesn't have a new picture. Welcome to my life.
Yeah.
One movie after another.
Been there, done it.
I know you have.
Made more movies than you can dream, girl.
You know, I don't dream.
Okay.
You need to dream. Why are you so giving and generous?
To get even.
To get even?
Sure.
Do you feel like you owe people?
No, I feel like if I honor and adore them, they will honor and adore me.
So you give what you want.
Chocolate dum-dums, you name it. Hey there, everybody, let's get it going now. Nice, new opener. Welcome to my life. I have my own camera guy, sort of.
Life-changing moments. I know. You forced me to say that.
All right. Let's see. The day my husband called me and told me he might have to have heart surgery. Then the day they said no, heart surgery won't cure you. You had polio as a child, and you have 23% lung capacity, and you're now in a state of congestive heart failure. You could live 2 days. You could live. It's hard to say because any cold could take you. If you go on oxygen, perhaps you'll be able to see your youngest daughter get out of high school. At that time, I realized I was going to have to make a living, and so I had to make the choice to go back to school to get a certificate that says I'm worthy of what I've already done all these years. Yeah, that was good. And then, of course, that was along the same time that my grandchild was born with spina bifida. Now, I don't know if you know what spina bifida is, but it is where the spine doesn't close. And so wherever that happened, you don't function really well beyond that. And so this is a young man who has been in a state of anything could take him any day, any time. So now we have the dying husband and the child who's in and out of primary children's, and I'm going to school. Oh, and by the way, Brother Wolford wrote an oratorio and wrote me a part in it, which is really nice to have someone write something for you. All right, so I go to Provo. I live with my daughter in Riverton, and I go to Provo every day to go to classes while all this chaos is happening up here. But the ward, they're so nice. They replaced me with a loaf of bread. Every week I was gone, my family got a loaf of bread. It's nice to know that your presence can be replaced by a loaf of bread. They were real unhappy when I came back because the bread quit, but that's another story. So I suppose that that would be kind of shattering. And then, of course, there's watching him die, gasping for breath. Yes, that's a life-changing moment. And then there is buying a headstone and a hot tub in the same day because you knew you had one foot in the grave and the other was in hot water and you would rather have it bubbling. And then there was the incessant looking for work. The communications department was very kind in offering me classes, which I had never taught. That was an adventure. And so since that time, I've served adjunct, which means I'm a real bargain. But oh yes, life-changing. They did away with the musical theater program for which I was trained. They did away with Showtime Company, which I was the only one on campus trained to work with them. And then there I am with all those skills. So I run around chasing students like you and say, get a clue. Be you. You can have it all. Because I know you can have a classical and popical life. And I say unto your wives, marry the rich man.
We've entertained them.
Well, that worked out good. And I trust that you will all be getting your reward in chocolate.
If you see us around campus, then we'll probably be posting it somewhere. It's going to be on YouTube because...
Oh, curse it! Curse it!
Oh, please! She's acting all self-conscious about it.
Curse it, curse it.
Any other life-changing things you want to hear?
Yeah, always.
Oh, forget it. Every day is life-changing. Every day you can get out of bed, into the car, and get to work or school on time is life-changing, man.
Do you think that, like, I'm really not stupid.
You're a consonant, remember? I've explained to you what consonants are. Consonants are boys. They corrupt, interrupt, and obstruct. Vowels are girls. They have melody, pitch, charm, and beauty. It's all about diction. But consonants are the rhythmic element, and you do add rhythm to our lives. Plus, you help us make words. So you are necessary. But you need to be kept in your place. Score 2 for me. Okay, 4.
So your husband died, and then you started to work.
No, I worked all the time before also. But I had to work for a living because his, let's see, I think I get $328 from his retirement.
And you were both teachers?
Mm-hmm. He worked at the college. He was the debate coach for a number of years, and he's one of the individuals responsible for obtaining the license for the FM station, and it used to be named after those gentlemen who started it. but they've changed that because we're bigger now. And then, of course, they just got rid of the debate program. So that, too, went away. And that's one big thing you have to realize. You better grab the moment, because when you're gone, you're gone. And, they talk about 15 minutes of fame. It's not quite that long. So it's just as scary as my
You're acting like you know there's a camera there.
I do know there's a camera there. It's been following me around. Remember how we talked about the webcams? Well, this is a walking webcam.
Richard is an excellent filmer.
There are
I think
people.
so.
Yeah.
Have you been on his list before?
Actually, I have.
Cool. Is it dangerous?
Quite dangerous.
I told him about the player boy.
I'm watching for him.
You should tell him.
He's going to see if he can figure out who it is.
Thank you.
Boss, are you reality TV now?
Yeah. We're trying to figure out why Sister Bossard is so generous.
I don't know, but she's really cool. You should try and figure it out.
We keep trying to figure out, but she doesn't give us any deep insights to why she's generous.
Because she loves her students.
Hey.
Hey Mo. He has camera.
I know. He's the camera that we were expecting. We weren't expecting you and your camera.
Oh, please. We've been at this for a week.
Well, what do you think? That way or down?
I like that way.
Do you? Is that okay? Is my hair okay? It's 7 days since I got it done.
Well, it's magnificent. Magnificent.
Oh, yes. Hey there, how you doing? Consider yourself on TV. I'm not kidding.
I think he starred when he started laughing.
Now, I have a policy in this class that anyone who multitasks or uses their cell phone, I take whatever they're doing that's multitasking and I destroy it, and I do the cell phone, and I do the cell phone dance on their cell phone. Do you like that idea? I'm getting really close to grabbing one, if you know what I mean.
Sleep in your pocket.
Okay, get your papers out so that you can strip at the right time. In fact, you could do, if you did a lot of stripping now, then you wouldn't have to do stripping later. Look at Lauren, she got up from her nap. Look at Lauren, she's smiling.
Awesome. You're
On
done?
television.
Okay, then we're done.
This is Lauren. And she has a sister named Rachel, and they sing together and they talk about each other, and I love them. And I know all the secrets of their family. You want to know some? I don't tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I wanted to tell the one about her pulling your hair. You could tell that one.
Do you because you've told us before that you kind of just do the same thing, routinely every day,
Get up, go to work, and be creative, yes.
I mean, what would your ideal life be, or is this it?
I've never given that much thought. I love teaching. I love seeing people grow. I'm frustrated when people don't get it, but I'm sure that I have frustrated a lot of people along the way. too. Hopefully they can see I get it now.
What were those questions, Scott, on the phone?
Oh, your mom texted, and I'm texting her back saying that you're interviewing somebody.
No, the questions that Richard said.
Okay.
Scott.
Well, goodbye, church. This girl is really way good. No, I went to the workshop where she was. Bye. Bopping out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start so early. Look, it's just 4 minutes after 3. So, Jessica, number 1 or number 2 or number 7? You are not Jessica.
I'll talk to you.
Okay. I wish, oh, look at this. It's his evaluation. Da, 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 da.
You want to copy it, Chris?
Chris was unable to buy a book, and so we're trying to raise money for him so that he can afford the ring that he just bought his fiancée.
How do you know they don't have a book?
You know, I may be a fool, but I'm not stupid.
Jillian.
There we go.
Oh, this has got to be a pretty picture of me and the dum-dum. I can sing with the dum-dum in my mouth. But I slobber.
Morgan Jeweler.
I do, blessed soul.
Generous is such a weird word, and you better look up prevalent.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, because you've got a really warped sense of what that is.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing I love about Boss is she doesn't put up with your crap. So like if you are doing something, like make an excuse of something, she'll like recognize it and just tell you like straight out, like no, like you gotta do your best. So
Who's honest?
yeah.
Well, one thing I do is the test I give to my students, their final is 25 things they've learned. And that final shows me where I was successful, because if they, and I'm often surprised at the things they put down, and I go, wow, did I say that? I don't remember. I'll write it down so I can say it again. Because that tells me where I succeeded and where I did not succeed. So it is my idea of what a test should be. The test should reflect the teacher's ability to communicate, not the student's ability to give back information they think is the correct answer, because it's what you learned.
I think the one thing that I've noticed after taking 2 or 3 classes from her is that she's always generous with praise, no matter how bad you are. And she just, she has a way of making you feel like you've always done something right. And that's really encouraging.
I'm just a teacher. I am not Bill and Melinda Gates. Yes, I give my time away, and sometimes it's appreciated and sometimes it's not. But it has nothing to do. I think it's more prideful than generous.
Boss is generous with love. Like in a lot of my classes, I feel like a lot of pressure to do it right and do it the right way. But in this class, and this is my second class from Boss too, you just like, there's no right or wrong. It's just you doing your best, and she loves you no matter what you do, and there's no pressure to like get it right or to not mess up, because it's not, she doesn't view it in that way, and I love that about her.
Can you slate to the camera?
Pardon?
Your name.
Oh.
Information, just basic.
Can I slate to the camera?
Yeah, that's a term. I'm not making that up like prevalent, I promise.
Do you have my sides?
Size?
Sides.
Yeah.
Where? Those would be the lines that I'm supposed to say during this camera shoot. I learned that when I did a film, and they said, "Here are your sides," and I said I didn't even get to order my steak.
Okay, I love Boss. She's like my favorite person in the world. We have fun because she and I have the same name. Her name's Elizabeth, my name's Elizabeth. One time I was singing master class and she came and I thought I did a really bad job, so she took and she pulled me into her office and she gave me candy. She gave me like 12 pieces of candy and she read me a poem and she told me a story and she made me eat lots of chocolate and she was so sweet. And by the end I felt better. Boss is probably the kindest, warmest, sweetest, most interesting person I know. And when I get to be as old as her, which is not that old if she ever sees this, which is like 20, then I want to be just like her. Yeah, that's Boss. Anything else you want to know?
No, that was perfect. Anything else you want to share?
No, I just love her bears, and I love seeing her students. Like from my first semester here, like forever and 3 years ago, I remember I would come to master class, her students would have a shawl and a teddy bear, and she just takes care of her students. She takes care of people. She loves people. Everyone should love everyone as much as Boss loves everyone.
We have a lot.
You have a lot of me being wild, and then you're finding out that me being wild is a lot easier to deal with than me being in control.
Yeah, no, I think I can handle you.
Oh, do you?
You don't know how much you can't handle me is the problem. It's a mystery.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm a box full of not surprising things. Oh, you think violence will do anything?
Well, do you want to take me in sit-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Don't miss this one. You're on this side. Okay. Do you want to? This is how it's done.
Okay. Oh, careful with your head.
Of course, it's best if you take off your jewelry. Oh, and look, your socks don't match. You're like every child I ever had. Get his socks. Can you do this?
Where?
Now, let's see.
Am I
Who is
cheating?
the smoothest? Is there any... Oh my! And his feet go up and down. Oh my!
You're in
Who
control.
is the smoothest? Who can sing as she beats the tar out of him, me?
If you give
You
me
cheat.
a week to practice.
Oh, for heaven's sakes! A week to practice is not going to help you.
You've had your whole life?
Hardly.
No, it's all in the moment. Don't plan for the
It's-
future. It's in the
right.
moment.
It's all in the breath. So when you learn, oh my, isn't it sad? Sad that a young boy like that is being had by a little old lady. It's so sad. And he will never get it because I know something he doesn't know.
Well, that's not...
Besides, and it's not how many I can do, it's the fact that you can't even do one that is as smooth as one of mine.
You have this string in the back that's helping you.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I also have a ring that can put a dent in your belly button that you will never forget. Oh.
That.
Beat ya.
You beat me.
Gotcha.
I have a defeated looking face, but that's only because I haven't warmed up yet.
I didn't warm up. I was ready to go to church.
I didn't say you didn't, but maybe people like me have to warm up.
Right. People with youth. Yeah. And no flair for jewelry. Or style.
Well, unless you can think.
Now, who is in control of this situation, boy?
Definitely not Thomas.
Look how cute he looks.
Oh.
Who's in control?
You are.
That's all I want.
You're the boss.
And you've got the best hair. He's back for another look. He's back to see me again. 'Cause baby, aren't you lucky? They're following me around.
And no, you are the most.
Because I'm the most interesting personality.
No, you're so hard. We knock on your door like every hour of the day, and you never answer.
Well, because I'm teaching, fool.
I know, but when are you?
When
when
are you
are you
not?
not teaching? You don't have a schedule posted.
Everything that's on that schedule, those are the times I'm in class. Every other time, I'm in there teaching.
When do you have free time?
I have no free time.
Can we just stalk you and follow you? We can.
Well, pretty much that's what you do.
Okay,
I
can we
have
sit
no
in a
free
lesson
time.
and video?
There's not enough room. That's the only
Well,
problem.
only one person. Can.
Maybe if we can get it, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But I also wanted to interview you, like specifically.
No. Oh, I'm sure. I'm such the interviewee.
I just.
But yeah, I teach every hour of the day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I am such a bargain.
Yeah.
You are a
Come to your
bargain.
house, and we will videotape you.
I would like to be able to go to my house.
When do you go to your house at night ever?
Congratulations when I'm through here. And then I take medication and I go to bed. Just me and my humidifier. And my teddy bear.
So you would say, because you spend all day with students, you're probably a very generous person.
It goes without saying. They're poor college students, and I'm supposed to give them extra time and buy all their music because they're poor. It doesn't matter that I get paid by the hour, and I am going to starve. My children won't have Christmas.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were manic for a second.
Does that work for you?
That was a good monologue.
It's your life, though, so.
Is it really my life? When did it become my life?
We told you from day one.
When did it become my life? I forget.
You forget your life.
Leslie! I'm so busy working yours in, I have no time left for me.
And how do you feel about that?
Tired.
Is it rewarding?
Of course. Because you're worth it. If I was teaching for money, I'd be somewhere else.
So where are you off to now?
I'm going to my car, getting in it, going home, taking 2 anti-anxiety, 1 Darvocet, 2 NyQuils, and going to bed.
We love you.
You know I do.
But really.
So maybe tomorrow, what time would be a good time for us to start stalking you?
Okay, let me see.
Because what is it?
You guys just don't have a clue what my life is.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Clue.
We need to get deep insight from you.
Right,
We need your deepest, darkest secret.
Whatever. I thought I made an extra copy of my schedule just in case I wanted to go postal. This is my schedule, boys. See? Teach, class. Maybe lunch, maybe somebody's going to come there to get an extra lesson. And then there's teach, not teach, perhaps. Teach.
Now, same thing on this day. Public speaking, student, 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 class, student, 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 death! Do you understand that?
How about we bring you lunch?
There is no lunch for me.
We'll
There'll
bring
be
it
a
to
person there. Do you see any lunch there?
We
There
will
is
make
no lunch.
We will bring the lunch.
I appreciate that, but it won't work because my stomach can't, I don't have time to eat. I just have to gulp down some crappy little thing.
We'll bring you a crappy little thing.
Yeah, I've got the crappy little things in my office.
Do people cancel on you ever?
No, they usually just don't come and then they say they slept in or their alarm didn't work. And since I'm so kind, I will make it up because I have more time than they do, being as old as I am.
Well, what if we wanted a lesson and we happen to videotape it?
I have no time to work you through for a lesson. Isn't that sad?
No,
Maybe next week if you don't go home
no,
for...
I said we want a lesson.
Take a 1 pound weight and get a clue.
But I think if we came early enough, someone might sleep in and not want to come.
Oh, really?
And then we can fit in time.
Then you should have been here this morning when I got dumped.
Well, we should have.
I can't anticipate the dumping.
We want to win because we report college students. We can win $3,000, and we will use some of it to buy music. And
how will that help me?
We'll get you a teddy bear.
How will that help
with
me?
money in it. What do you want? We will do it for you.
I want to go home and go to bed.
And take medicine. And sleep through the night and wake up and do it all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're figuring you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only been 5 minutes. If only we had 10 minutes to do an insight.
10 minutes ago I saw you and I knew I should run out the door. Goodbye.
You're strapped.
We will break this mold.
It is broken. There is, oh really?
We will remold it and break it again.
They think that I have free time. You tell them.
We don't.
That's a good one.
We want
you can come to her lesson. It's at 10 o'clock on Friday.
Really?
Yes.
Can we?
Yeah, there's only one of us in there, but 2 of us in there.
She'll share.
All right.
And then part of the lesson can be us interviewing Boss.
Okay. Oh, give me strength. You've had all the interviewing you're going to get.
We had to do more though.
Yeah.
If I'd have known I was going to be a star, I'd have taken the semester off. Oh, I can't do that. I need money. I forget.
All of our footage is her with her purse and next to the door right here.
Leaving.
Yeah. There's a reason for that. Because I come in the door, go downstairs and teach, then go upstairs and teach, go into the room, teach, go back up and teach.
You're very giving.
Very giving.
Yes, I am. And I'm about ready to give it to you. Goodbye. Give me a break. Love
I
you.
got a Kit Kat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I got Dove chocolate.
Do you want some?
No, thank you. That's such a sweet thing.
What are you doing?
You know me so well, you could buy me for chocolate. Well, let me see. Remember how much fun we had in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, these guys want to interview me, and they want me to tell them that they're cool. Can you tell them I'm cool too? And then you're going to be in it. Then you're in my movie, okay?
What movie?
The movie that they're shooting right now. Just tell them I'm cool, okay?
You're cool.
Thanks! It can't get any better than that. Oh, why don't you guys have him fix my coat? What's that? You need to take care of me. Heavenly days. Good night.
Sam, I have not seen Sam. But he doesn't know me to get a very
Thanks. Well, unless you can think of anything else.
Well,
Since this isn't my project and I've just been trying to live through it, as you guys have chased me, I will admit that I was ready to go to all 3 things of church and surprise my bishop today. He won't want that. And then your mother will be proud of you.
She will. She'll be proud. But yeah.
I put this over here. Oh, that has one, so maybe it goes over here.
I think that's the truth.
Yeah, the other one's probably. The story of taking care of furniture. I could teach you how to do that in 60 seconds, but I'm going to let you work on it, and then when you come back.
From break, okay.
Yeah, I will give you. Because I can sing and do it. I can just do it.
When I first arrived here at school, I was a psychology major and decided that I was miserable without music, so I came down and took Boss's lessons in her class. And to be around somebody for the first time as a brand new member of the church that was so not afraid of being themselves, that was in love with life and the gospel and could have the Spirit and have joy, was great. And it showed me that I could be myself and that I could have joy in my life and that I could have my personality, and that it was about my self-discovery, not about what people wanted me to be. And Boss is the kind of woman that she can hold her own. She's a strong woman, she's been through a lot, and she continues to smile even when the times are hard. And for her to share that with me as a friend, not only, a teacher, but my friend, is great, because my life has changed because she's been in it and because she continues to be in it and because we sing back and forth in the fishbowl and, we are the queens of the building, and, to know that there's always someone that's going to tell me that I'm beautiful is great for me to have. And her generosity to me is not just physical, but it's there all the time.
Did I score? Yes. Yes. Yes.
We should leave you alone now.
You mean so I could, be safe, okay?
We will.
Because I worry about you. I want all my students to come back looking the same as when they left.
I'm not gonna die.
He might get a tattoo though. We're going to
Another
Vegas.
tattoo.
You are?
Yeah. We live there.
Do you?
I live in Henderson, which is 5 miles out of the strip. But,
Since I'm from Utah, I'm kind of acquainted with Las Vegas. I saw my first Broadway show in Las Vegas.
What show?
Can't remember it. It was, I can't remember what it was. But that was a relatively new thing. They didn't have Broadway shows there as a rule. That was just something they were trying out.
They have Lion King right there right now.
Now it's a big thing.
And then
But then it was, maybe once in a while they'd have it.
They had Phantom. And
they had producers for a while.
Producers.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
And Mamma Mia. I've had kids, I've had students do that.
Menopause musical.
That didn't last too long.
No.
It comes and goes for each woman.
I'm performing Being Alive for song interpretation.
Cool.
Double singers.
Because when I had to go to work, I couldn't go to their rehearsals. I was a member for years, but then,
by the way,
but I had to make a living.
Thank you for the $1 million
Hi.
you gave me.
Oh, it was easy. So glad to be
I like your
followed around.
banners.
I always loved Candid Camera. Come on a little closer.
Okay, we are following you. Where are you going? Are you going home?
I'm going to a singing engagement.
You're being engaged with song?
I am.
Ooh, where at?
It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around, finally found that somebody who could make me be blue, could make me be true, and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do for nobody else. Give me a thrill with all your balls, and there's 500 I can mention. I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. Had to be you.
Wait,
No. What?
we signed something for you before you leave.
An autograph, is it? Oh, boss, can I get your autograph?
You certainly may.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Careful, I have other songs. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Bossard, and I'm amazing, and that pretty well sums it up. Thank you for caring.